Hello, welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at a Pokemon that is maybe a little bit forgotten, but is actually quite still decent. And it's going to be the Groudon. But not today with the standard moveset of Machop. No, we're going to have Dragon Tail. And there's a particular reason for this, and we're gonna talk about this here today. Well, of course, I actually haven't asked for this in ages, but feel free to leave a like on the video, would really appreciate it. Helps out a ton. And also, are you excited for the new season? I would imagine the next season is going to be quite exciting, so hopefully you're gonna stick around for that as well. We're going to have a lot of content coming up. Very likely going to have the season reveal already this next upcoming weekend, so stay tuned for this as well. But anyway, why do we want to run Dragon Tail on our Groudon? The main reason is currently there is a new core in town that is very strong in the current meta, and I kind of want to break that core. The core is of course Palkia Origin plus the new Necrozma Dusk main. I always have to think about like Dusk main Dawn Rings. I feel like that's kind of, it's not really intuitive, but yeah, the Dusk main variant, and Groudon can break that. And that's kind of important. And also, basically right now, the only real water type Pokemon is going to be that Palkia, and so yeah, a lot of times people are kind of falling for also the bait of Dragon Tail here, because you can see already the opponent stops out into a Dragon type Pokemon. That's not going to help you, buddy. We're going to see the Precious Blade very likely going to come through. No, we're actually going to go for the Fire Punch here. Fire Punch is not going to be able to knock them out, but maybe gets the shield. It doesn't get the shield, but the opponent goes straight for the charge move, which can only be the Omnious Wind as well. So we should be kind of fine, as we can go for the full farm down. In comes the Togekiss. Togekiss not going to enjoy those Fire Punches, but still it's not going to be a great matchup, as Dragon Tail is going to be double resisted. We're going to get the shield here, weirdly enough, and we can swap onto our own Dialga to get out the opponent's Dialga. At this point, we're going to be in a good spot. We can go for the Raw of Time, and no matter what the opponent is going to do next, we're going to be in a great spot to win this battle. They decided to go for a charge move. I was actually hoping for a Draco Meteor here, but sadly they decided to go for the Iron Head. Why sadly? Because now they can get a ton of energy, and this makes it a little bit more tricky, I would say. We can go back into our Landorus. We're going to decide to use a shield. Still hoping for the Draco Meteor to hit. It's just the Iron Head. But at least we are going to be able to get up to Sensia Storm. And with this, we're hopefully going to be able to outspeed them to get to that Stone Edge before they can go for the Ancient Power. And it's going to be perfectly fine here. Perfectly going to be able to knock out the opponent's Togekiss. And we are going to be able to... Wait, it's not going to knock them out. Are we going to lose here? Don't think so. We're going to still have Fire Punch here left, and so there's going to be an easy victory. Then we can move on to the next opponent. Moving on now, we're going to encounter Dialga against the Zygarde. That's going to be a fairly neutral matchup for us. I haven't actually played Dialga in quite some time, so while this is going to be still the best kind of Pokemon in PvP, generally speaking, or like for like the Go Battle League for the Master League, it's kind of dropped down a little bit now with the additions of Necrozma. Necrozma is just a little bit more consistent, I would say. Like both of them are very consistent already, but Necrozma, I guess, has like more coverage. And like Shadow Claw is just like one of the best, actually the best fast move in the game. Like honestly, Shadow Claw is the best fast move in the game together with Counter. Here we're going to be able to completely destroy the opponent with just one Dialga. Super funny that the opponent actually decided to forfeit there, because they had the Kyurem, which completely destroys both our Pokemon in the back. I still think we would have been able to win the battle, but it would have been definitely a very close one. But yeah, the opponent just decided to forfeit, even though like we still definitely were very against the Kyurem, but they didn't see my final Pokemon, so kind of sad for them. We're going to see here the Dialga. Here's the issue for this Dialga form. This Dialga form is actually going to be able to survive the full farm on here. So we kind of would be able, yeah, as you can see, we're going to be able to use the shield again, but we still went for mostly a charge move instead. So maybe a little bit of a mistake, but we can still align ourselves, which is quite important. We can go for a Stone Edge, which is doing a ton of damage. And we can even swap onto our Dialga, because we have Dragon Tail on our Groudon. So even if they're going to end up in later against us, we are not going to really get threatened by it, because you can just farm it down with a Dragon Tail. One Dragon Tail should be enough from that range. We can go for an Iron Head here, hoping for the shield from the opponent most likely, as a shield is coming up. They don't have any shield anymore, and it's going to be quite nice. We are forced to go for the Iron Head here though, trying to get some damage onto them. This is going to be able to get them kinda low, and they are gonna try to fully farm me down. I can go to my Groudon, take a hit here. It's going to be very like the Sunsteel Strike. But, oh, it's a Dark Pulse actually, and this is going to be fine, because now they should not be able to get to another Sunsteel Strike. There's going to be just a Dark Pulse here as well. And so we can just smack them down with the Dragon Tail of Groudon and win in this battle. Next opponent coming through, we're going to have a Zygarde in the lead again. The Zygarde complete form is kind of fine for this team for sure. The opponent doesn't have it fully XL either, which you can see based on the CP on the top right corner. So we can let the move go through. Let's see what they're going to do. They're going to decide to go for the crunch, and they're going to get the defense drop straight away, which kind of makes me believe that they're very likely going to go for a shield here as well, because they got the defense drop, which they do. But I can try to catch a crunch here onto my Groudon, sneak in that cheeky Dragon Tail as well, doing some super effective damage against them, and we can go for the full farm now as I swap onto the Palkia, and this is exactly also what we kind of want to counter. Dragon Tail Groudon really is a meta breaker right now. Being able to do something nice against something like the Zygarde, against the Palkia here as well, against like nearly all of the meta threats right now, being able to even do a ton of damage against Landorus, like literally the combination of Dragon Tail plus Fire Punch plus Earthquake is great for this Pokemon, so I would really recommend you to try this one out. Here we decided to rather get a ton of energy onto our Landorus, which I feel like is the right call as well, as we can go for the Sensia Storm against the opponent's Zygarde. We should be able to not knock them out straight away, but we can fully farm them down, which is going to be lovely, as now the Necrozma is coming in, final Pokemon for the opponent, and we can go for one Sensia Storm, dropping the attack quite a bit. We still have one shield left, so there's no way they can win this battle. I'm still going to go for the fancy play by swapping out into my Dialga onto a Dark Pulse. Was kind of necessary because we can just go for even the farm here at this point, but we're just going to decide to go for the Sensia Storm, knock them out, win this battle, and move on to the next opponent. Let's see what they're going to run. We're going to have the Mewtwo in the lead. Shadow Mewtwo is going to be one of the few Shadow Pokemon that are very decent for the Open Master League. Still one of the Pokemon I really want to build. I have some that are very, very good. Like honestly, like Shadow Mewtwo luck for me was ridiculous. Like it is honestly mad on how many good ones I got. I think I got like 3 that would be purified Hundos, which is just mad. Like honestly, like this is not normal. Like it's not normal that you would get so many good of them. But it's fine. I'm definitely going to take it. But we haven't had like Mewtwo in ages in raids, like just a normal Mewtwo. I don't think we have that one in raids for like 2+ years at this point. So hopefully going to be something that we're going to get soon, just as a normal raid boss, like something that people just would like to raid again. I feel like we always get like those crappy ones, like the Reggies, like the Tornadoes and whatever. Like never any of the ones that are actually meta relevant, which is kind of sad. I don't know. Like I don't know if there's like a website online where you can check on when the Pokemon was the last time available in raids, but I feel like the last time Mewtwo was available was like always in Shadow raids, and of course you cannot really farm them as easily there. So I don't know, would be something that hopefully is gonna be back soon in normal raids. We're gonna see here the Lugia coming in, and so the opponent is running actually a triple Shadow team for the Open Master League, and also we only kind of needed to catch the move here, which we didn't do, which is kind of silly, and the opponent is gonna be able to go for the Sacred Fire, knock me out, and they're actually going to be able to win the battle with it. If I stopped out earlier, I would have most likely defined what is what is. We can move on to the next opponent. Why is someone running Waterfall variant of Gyarados in this meta? I have no idea. Yes, you're gonna do more damage against Pokemon like Landorus, but is it really worth it? I would say no, because you are going to have resisted damage against especially the Palkia. Like the main idea of like Gyarados in the Open Master League, which is actually a Pokemon that maybe we're going to take a look at as well, is that you're going to be able to beat something like a Palkia, that you're going to have some coverage as well, like that you can get fast too, like with Crunch being a great coverage move, Awkward Tail being a great coverage move. So like there is some potential for it, but I don't know. It just feels like really silly to go for Waterfall in the meta of Dragon type Pokemon if you have Dragon Breath. It's like kind of crippling yourself for no reason at all. But yeah, we're going to see the opponent having a Mamoswine as well in the back. Very likely going to be a non-legendary team, which I made a video about as well recently. But I might just gonna make another video towards it as well, because I saw a lot of people really enjoyed this kind of format and kind of want to see it back. And I think the like goal is nearly hit at this point as well. So thanks all for the support on the last few videos as well. I didn't actually expect the support that I got on the last few videos, because it's Master League, it is end of the season, new season is approaching, a lot of people are tired. And still, a lot of people really enjoyed my last few videos, so thanks all for watching those. Really appreciate it. Always means a lot. I read nearly all of the comments as well, so like if you write comments, even though I don't answer all the time, I do read them, so thanks also so much for the positive feedback, especially towards the Master League videos. Anyway, we're going to see here the state of the game. A good thing that we're going to have the World Championships already next week. Oh, like this weekend actually. It is madness. Honestly, it is madness. Like, I don't know why I start like way later than the opponent onto this. And this happened, I think, like 3 times. One time, actually, I didn't get into the battle at all. I was just standing still in the beginning and nothing ever happened. But it is the game that you're playing, right? Anyway, the opponent is going to be able to go for the Precious Blade. I wanted to use a shield there, but I got a little bit distracted. So that was on me for sure. I definitely did want to use a shield there. But anyway, we want to see the Fire Punch coming through. We can go for the full farm down. At this point, we are gonna be in a solid spot as Palkia is coming in. We can go for the Stone Edge and we're gonna swap out afterwards to try to take advantage of Dragon Tail onto our Groudon. Does it going to work here? I don't think it's going to work here. We're going to see the opponent being able to go for the Awkward Tail. You can try to go for the full farm down. They're going to have Necrozma in the back, and you might think, oh, it's going to be core broken. That's going to be lovely for you. But you're going to be in a silly spot because the opponent has that shield still left. We're going to go for the Fire Punch, getting the shield from the opponent. But they should be able to knock me out with a Sunsteel Strike from this range. So that is going to hurt quite a bit. And now it's down to the Landorus. And sadly, Landorus just doesn't have the firepower anymore. If I would have been able to align myself early on by using a shield against, like on my Dialga, I would have been in a way better spot. So it is a bit silly. It is definitely a bit silly for me, but it is what it is. Good game to the opponent, misplayed by me. Next opponent, Great Deed Force. We're going to have the Kyurem against us, which is going to be something that is very positive for our lead of the Dialga. We can see the Roar of Time coming through against the opponent. This would one-shot them. A lot of times they're going to use a shield here, trying to go for an Orange Pulse afterwards, and they're going to try to go for exactly this. Orange Pulse is coming through. It is going to get shielded by me because it still would have hurt quite a bit, and they swap out into the normal Dialga. And here is why this Pokemon is so much worse than actually the origin form of Dialga. Like, it's literally so worse just because of this one matchup here. You are going to be able to fully farm down the opponent's Dialga with the Landorus here, and this is something that would not happen with the other form, and that is something that is quite important for us to happen. So very lucky for us here. The opponent is going to decide to swap on to their own Landorus. Having to take 2 Stone Edges, especially the second one on the CMP tie, is going to help us out quite a bit, but I make a very silly mistake here as well. The opponent goes for a charge move. I expect that this is going to be a Stone Edge, and so I swap out straight away into my Groudon, but it was just a Sensia Storm, and this is going to make it all a little bit more awkward because now Groudon has to go up against the opponent's Sensia Storm. We're going to see the opponent swap back into the Kyurem. We have to go for a Presence Blade, which we at least still going to be able to get to, but it's not going to be over yet. Presence Blade is going to be able to knock them out. In comes Landorus again. We can go for the full farm down, and as we will see here, they can go for another charge move, but I think we're still going to be in a solid spot as Dialga is going to be able to win us this battle. Second to last battle, we're going to have a Dialga Mirror. You kind of want to swap out of here because you have 2 ground types in the back, and if they have a Kyurem in the back, you better still have your Dialga. And this is something that a lot of people don't understand. I actually made a video about it as well, about how to play ABB and ABA and ABC teams. I saw even some people sharing it on Reddit, so shout out to you. Like, yes, I actually read quite a lot about things talking about me, so I see also when you say bad things about me, it's for the people that do, which is fine. Like, everybody can have their opinions. Nobody has to like everybody. That is totally okay, and that is totally fine. Anyway, we're going to see here the Necrozma coming in. We can go for a Roar of Time and do half of the opponent's health, swapping out into Landorus, knowing that Landorus is going to be good against both of the remaining Pokemon. It's going to be very helpful for this battle, allowing me to keep this one around for a little bit more as well. Dialga coming back in here, but it's coming down now to if we're going to be able to win this one with our Landorus, and we're going to try to go for that full farm down after we can go for another Sensia Storm at least. I'm not going to go straight for the full farm down. They're going to use a shield anyway, and maybe, actually, looking at the health here, I should very like to just go for a Sensia Storm again. I don't think it's going to help me out here at all to overfarm by that much. And yes, I decided to go for the Sensia Storm, hoping that the opponent is going to decide to, let the move go through here, and hoping I can still get another one off against the Necrozma. I swap into my Dialga, and as I can get to the Iron Head, I know I win CMP tie with my Landorus, and so this game is over. Like, there's nothing the opponent can do here anymore. Go up to your 2 Dark Pulses, it does not matter at all. I can just go for another Sensia Storm, and this is going to be it for this game. They actually need another Shadow Claw anyway, so get wrecked there. Of course, good game to the opponent, just joking there, but we can move on now to the final one. The trainer name of the last opponent here, please buff Blissey, is something I cannot agree with, honestly. I'm so happy. Like, there was actually a time back in the day, I don't know if people are playing through it, where Chansey was good in the Open Great League, and Chansey was even overpowered in certain cups, like the Retro Cup, like the Kanto Cup. It was like one of the best Pokemon around, just because of the pure amount of bulk that this Pokemon had, and they even had to nerf it otherwise, like afterwards with like, I think 3 different kind of nerfs, which is kind of mad. So yeah, Chansey, there was actually a meta where Chansey was really, really good before, so please don't buff Blissey, please don't buff Chansey. those Pokemon can stay where they are. Nobody needs spells that take like 5 minutes, which is the maximum amount of time to complete. So yeah, hopefully this is never going to happen. Anyway, we're going to see the Palkia again, and of course we have our Groudon trying to call back the opponent by having Dragon Tail, which is such a cool tech move. Would really recommend you to try out that one. Of course, here we're going to try to bait out potential Pokemon that are good against Ground type Pokemon by swapping it into. And of course, for most teams, it's going to be the Palkia, so we have always kind of a great time there. Here the opponent is going to have the Ho-Oh, which is going to be a little bit of a tough one, but I decided to go for the baits the entire way through, which is the only way of really dealing with this. The opponent goes into, goes for a charge move here. They're double debuffed. It's going to be a Sacred Fire anyway. It is not going to be able to two-shot us as well, so we can try to go for an Iron Head just to get some damage in before they can hit me with another charge move, and this damage is already enough to put them into fully farm down range. And so this is going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.